Hey, welcome back to Bridges. We are talking to Mr. Ray Wood, who is the president of the Toledo chapter of the NAACP. We're talking about all things related to the equality of human beings in this community. And when we went to break, we were actually talking about some of the things that the NAACP might be doing to address issues like the neighborhood violence and gang violence, and just sort of bringing everybody together, which is one of the major points of focus for your organization.
Right. One thing we realize is that we can't do it by ourselves. We need, it takes a village to raise a child, and it takes all of us collectively. And when I say all of us collectively, I'm talking about the entire community, because the NAACP and the African American community is not the only one that's focused on these issues. We have a lot of support, a lot of different organizations, and we're trying to pool all those things together to try to make a difference. Such as if there's marches out there, we want to march. If there's meetings out there, we want to meet, but we just don't want to meet and march just to say that we've done that. The whole objective is to come to some sort of a conclusion or some sort of position where we can say that, okay, these things we're going to try, and we hope that they work, and we're not going to give up, and we're not going to back down, and we're just going to stay focused on, and because this is what I see. Whether it's gang violence or any domestic violence, any violence is out there, people are raising their hand and they want someone to be there to give them assistance. There's in meetings that we have with certain gang members and certain organizations, one thing we find out, Donnie, is that they need opportunities. They need other options, other than going that way. If you tell somebody that I want to live my life looking over my shoulder, being paranoid about going and being caught at the wrong place at the wrong time, they'll tell you absolutely not. But it all blends in together. The education, the jobs, all those opportunities. We have to give them opportunities to get out of those scenarios, out of those situations.
Well, how do those things get built, though, Mr. Wood? How do those? Because one of the criticisms that I continue to hear about the community forums on race, no matter how wonderful they are, is that okay? So we're talking, but so what? We talk a lot. So how do we build a bridge toward resolution or solution? How does that happen?
Well, the first thing is to educate and inform. And it's been hard for all of us collectively to move away from that part, because you go to a meeting tomorrow and someone's going to tell you what their philosophy is. These are my opinions. This is the way I see things, and you have to go through that for the first hour before you.
Just consensus is hard. Consensus
absolutely.
Building is hard.
So step by step, you educate and you inform, and then you try to connect all the players and all the pieces, because once we start moving in a collective direction, I think that's the way we're going to start having some solutions and some results. And and you have to engage everybody that has a stake in this, and that includes the employers, that includes the judicial system, that includes Block Watch, that includes all community activists. All of us need to get beyond the education and the information part of it, and the philosophy of it, to say, hey, these are the things that we need to do, and let's do them.
It sounds like a massive job, though.
And it is. It really is. And some people, I got to be honest, there's been some frustration from everyone. You think that you're moving in one direction, and then it's not moving quick enough, and that group or that meeting will fall off. And it's a massive job, but we have to stay focused. And the focus is just like what you've been hearing with the incident in Ferguson. It has to be a movement instead of a moment. We have to stay in this community. We have to stay focused on those things we need to, and not say we're just doing it for now, or we've done that. We had a meeting last month with this group, and we have another meeting 2 months from now, or we have to make it a movement, and it has to be a priority for all of us.
Yeah, I really like that. It has to be a movement and not a moment.
Yes.
Because I know a lot of us felt that after the Trayvon Martin
Sure.
situation, there was an awful lot of discussion all over social media, all in the newspaper about what should happen, what communities should be, and then slowly but surely it
Right.
just went away.
Right.
And now we've got the Ferguson situation. So it seems as though there was some ground lost in the middle. Maybe not. Maybe bringing people's attention to a common conversation is useful.
Yeah, and it comes to, and I think that whether it was Jordan Davis or Trayvon Martin, I think that, or the incident right now with Michael Brown,
right?
I think that all of that is leading to something that really is going to make it more than a moment. I saw a picture that the photographer had taken. It was in a Blade, and I think it was Tuesday, and the engagement was for the younger people. And you can see that maybe some of us older ones has been around for a while, maybe, because the scenarios are the same, but maybe we've lost the energy. We have the passion, but we don't have the energy.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I think that now with younger people, their involvement, their participation, I think that they're going to provide that energy to make it last for more than a moment, to take it into the movement era, pretty much like the civil rights movement of the 50s and 60s.
I just wonder though if we're doing a good job as a nation in honoring the path toward civil rights of all of this country, and African Americans and Hispanics and Jews and
Sure.
all of us. If we're doing a good job teaching our kids that history, you're old, you were there, you lived it, because you're an old guy. On the other hand, I heard about it.
Yeah, you're right.
I heard about it. Somebody told me. But for those of us who were lucky enough to be around in the 60s and the 70s, it's certainly a different impact than for someone like my daughter who wasn't born until the 80s.
Right.
That she didn't live it. In my household, she learned it, but she didn't learn it in school.
Donnie, I think the difference now and then, and that's why we had a dinner last week for our past presidents of the Toledo chapter NAACP. We wanted to connect the past, the present, and the future. We wanted to acknowledge their era and their generation and the things that they had experienced. But in 50s and 60s and 70s, there was somewhat of a difference, because if you were an educated black person, a lawyer, a doctor, you still had to sit on the back of the bus. And even though we've moved away from that, a lot of us kind of think that, okay, well, because some of these things don't exist, we're okay now. But the reality is that the struggles continue. And now with the engagement, just like you said, we have to do a better job of educating our younger people so that they can really have a clear understanding of the energy and the passion, both, that's needed to make sure that everyone has equal rights.
Well, we have just a few minutes left. What's the NAACP actually focused on doing? What kinds of things are you events do you have coming up?
We have a couple of events planned, and one, this is the anniversary of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, and so we're going to have a march from Dorr and Collingwood, 1326 Dorr, to the Art Museum on Monroe Street, and they have a civil rights exhibit there, and we're going to take a tour, but we're going to acknowledge that, in 1964 the Civil Rights Act was passed, and a lot of people don't know that civil rights are for everybody, but they're national rights and not worldwide rights, because that's human rights. So that's one of the things that we have planned for September the 20th. And it's going to be at 9 o'clock. We're going to ask the entire community to come out and just support us and march with us. And then October, the last Friday in October, we're going to have our Freedom Fund dinner. And that's an annual event that we have. And Toledo chapter has been around for, the third oldest chapter in the United States. And our Freedom Fund dinner is pretty it's pretty popular. So
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's always sold out.
Yeah.
A great crowd last year.
Yeah.
We'll give you more information. Actually, it's on the screen. Thank you, guys. It's on the screen now, but we will bring that information to you again before we leave you today. So
Yes.
certainly make sure to have something to write that down with. I want to ask you in the last couple of minutes, we
Okay.
have about 2 minutes left, what what should this community be doing? Sometimes I feel to change things, to be more aggressive in changing things. You know, certainly there are those people whose lives go on as they are, and they're not, you know, affected by these issues, and there's a place for everybody. So if you're not interested in being a part, I think that's fine. But for those people who want to be a part of making sure that equality is more than a moment in this town, or the discussion about it is more than a moment, what can they do?
Well, listen, and I'm not saying that the Forum on Racism isn't into and all, but I think this is a start. I think it's a good start, and I commend the Toledo Community Coalition for engaging in that type of conversation. Also, you know, being named a compassionate city, compassionate community. I think those are starts.
Yeah, Judy and Woody Troutman, amazing work.
Fantastic.
Consistent work from those two, yeah.
And I think the other pieces that have to come together is that we do have a lot of support. Going back when Ted Nugent was first found to be coming here, we had a lot of support. We had support from ABLE, Toledo Community Coalitions, the faith-based community, including the Catholic faith. All of us come together, and that's the type of effort it's going to take moving forward.
Everybody.
That's right. We have to lay aside those differences. We have to prioritize on trying to make this place what the songwriter and poet Stevie Wonder said, this world was made for all men.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you so much for being with me. Yeah. We will be back in just a moment. Please join us.
Wednesday, September 24th, a family comedy that speaks for itself.
Mr. J.
What's up, Zach?
What's up, Andy?
Andy? That's not even close to Andre.
I think it says I'm edgy but approachable.
I think it says I hate my father.
Blackish, Wednesday, September 24th on ABC.
Coffee and a donut for $1? That's right, Manic Mondays at all Barney's locations. Only Monday and only at Barney's. Also ask about our BP Rewards card where you can save at the pump. Coffee and a donut for $1 at all Barney's locations.
There's no place like Hollywood. And this summer, there's no better place for music. Introducing the Hollywood Concert Series. Experience all your favorite big-name stars under the stars. It's a rockin' night featuring 38 Special with Night Ranger playing their biggest hits like Hold On Loosely, Sister Christian, and many more. The Hollywood Concert Series, exclusively at Hollywood Casino Toledo.
If it sizzles and crackles and comes from a kitchen, it's breakfast. If the aroma wakes you up, it's breakfast. Have breakfast for breakfast. The fresh made from our kitchen, the Egg McMuffin, only from McDonald's. So what are you having for breakfast?
Charlie's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. More choices, better services. During the summer clearance event, take advantage of amazing deals. Lease the all-new 2014 Jeep Cherokee Latitude for as low as $239 per month. Charlie's, on the corner of Illinois and Ford, Maumee.
The March to commemorate the 1964 Civil Rights Act is happening on September 20th. For more information, contact the NAACP offices. That's where people will be gathering. There is also coming very, very soon the annual Freedom Fund dinner, October 24th at the Premier Center. Tickets are $70. Here's the contact information for the NAACP if you want to call them. Okay, first of all, I'd like to give a shout out to Travis Williams. Thank you so much. You're an asset to this community. You know why. You guys know the rules. Go out, find a way to pay it forward. I will see you next time on Bridges. Have a great day.
You were just supposed to buy the couch. What did you do?
To get the best deal, I had to buy the set.
Why did you choose to buy extra things we don't need?
You shouldn't have to buy what you don't want. When you call 1-855-1TWC, They'll help you get the products you want at the best value for you.
All we wanted was affordable internet. Do we have to buy additional products?
If all you want is internet, choose Time Warner Cable's everyday low-priced internet for only $14.99 a month, with no extra products to buy or long-term contract to sign. And it's not a promotional price. All you have to do is call 1-855-1-TWC and make the switch.
$14.99 a month?
Yep, $14.99 a month.
And no long-term contract to sign?
No long-term contract to sign.
Well, at least we have the most comfortable house in the neighborhood now. Oh!
You make the call. Choose better.
Call today or visit TWC.com now to get everyday low price internet for $14.99 a month. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
Time and Temp brought to you by ShopLevisCommons.com. The following is a presentation of 13ABC Action News. Now, your table is ready. Join 13ABC's Jeff Smith with the decision makers of Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan. This is the Round Table.
And coming up in our second segment today, we're going to talk a little bit about the economic recovery. Should we put so much worth into it right now? Are we all feeling a little bit more comfortable as we're moving into fall, getting closer to that holiday season? Hard to believe it's coming up on us already. But as we say goodbye to August, we can't forget what we've all gone through this month with the water crisis here in Toledo.